What if one single choice, made when absolutely no one is watching, could change your entire life forever? It's 5 o'clock in the morning. The parking lot is completely silent. Dennis Hayes, a poor single dad, exhausted from his overnight shift at the diner, doesn't see the black Mercedes until it's too late. His rusty old pickup truck scrapes right along the side. Metal grinding against metal. A long, ugly scratch cuts deep into perfect, expensive paint. His heart stops. No cameras. No people. Not a soul around. He could just drive away, pretend it never happened. But then he sees his 8-year-old son Charlie's face in his mind, the little boy who still believes his dad is a hero. With trembling hands, Dennis pulls a crumpled napkin from his pocket, finds a pen, and writes, "I'm so sorry for scratching your car. I will take full responsibility. Please call me." He writes his phone number, slips the napkin under the windshield wiper, and drives away. What Dennis doesn't know is that car belongs to Rachel Bennett, a 30-year-old CEO who has been secretly searching for someone exactly like him. Someone honest, even when no one is watching. This wasn't about a scratch. This was the final test. Dennis drives home through dark, quiet streets. His apartment is on the 4th floor of a building with peeling paint and a broken elevator. Inside, Charlie is sleeping, curled under a thin blanket that once belonged to his mom. 4 years ago, Dennis was a respected mechanical engineer. Then his wife Lisa got sick. Cancer took her fast. Medical bills crushed them. Dennis sold everything, quit his career, and took any job he could find, warehouse by day, diner by night, deliveries on weekends. The apartment is small, but it's clean. He can't give Charlie much, but he can give him dignity. On the kitchen counter sit bills stamped. Overdue. 2 months behind on rent. 1 more month and they'll be on the street. Dennis makes coffee, stares at his phone, and waits. The owner will call, demand $1,800, maybe more. He has $247 in the bank. But he did the right thing. When Charlie grows up, Dennis wants his son to know his dad was a man of integrity, even when it cost everything. Charlie wakes up an hour later, climbs into Dennis's lap without a word. Dennis holds him tight, breathing in cheap shampoo and childhood. "Morning, buddy," he whispers. These quiet hugs are what keep him going. At 7:30 he walks Charlie to the bus stop. Other kids have brand new sneakers and character lunchboxes. Charlie's shoes have holes patched with cardboard. His lunch is a peanut butter sandwich in a brown paper bag. When the bus pulls away, Charlie presses his face to the window and waves. Dennis waves back, smiling until the bus is gone. Then the smile falls. That afternoon the phone rings. Unknown number. "Hello?" A calm, professional woman's voice. "Is this Dennis Hayes? I'm Rachel Bennett. You left a note on my car." Dennis's heart pounds. "Yes, ma'am. I'm so sorry. I take full responsibility." There's a pause. "Why didn't you just drive away?" "No one was watching." Dennis swallows. "Because my son asks me every night if I did the right thing that day. I needed to be able to say yes." Silence. Then her voice softens. "The repair will cost $1,800. I'd like to discuss this in person. Can you meet me Saturday at the coffee shop on 5th Street? Dennis agrees. He has no choice. 3 days to prepare for a conversation that could ruin him. He works extra shifts all week, loading boxes until his back screams. Every tip goes into an envelope. By Friday he has $160 more. Still nowhere near enough. Saturday morning he puts on his only clean dress shirt, looks in the mirror, straightens his shoulders, and walks into a part of town he never visits. Glass towers? Expensive suits. Inside the coffee shop, Rachel Bennett is waiting. Young, sharp eyes, confident. She stands, shakes his hand firmly. "Mr. Hayes, thank you for coming." She orders coffee, then studies him. "Tell me about yourself, Dennis." "There's not much to tell. I work 3 jobs. I have a son. I'm trying to do right by him. You used to be an engineer. she says. Excellent reviews at Morrison Industrial. Then you quit. Dennis flushes. You investigated me. Your wife died 4 years ago. You quit to take care of her and your son. The bills bankrupted you. Since then you've been working jobs you're overqualified for. Dennis clenches his fists. What's your point? Why haven't you gone back to engineering? I've been out too long. Tech moves fast, and I work 16-hour days just to survive. Rachel leans forward. What if I could offer you a way to pay off that scratch and change your whole situation? I don't take charity. Good, she smiles. I'm not offering charity. I'm offering a job. She slides a business card across the table. Bennett Technologies. We design logistics software. I need someone in warehouse operations who understands both manual labor and technical systems. $60,000 a year to start. Full benefits. Dennis stares. It's more than all 3 of his jobs combined. Why me? Because you left that note. I've interviewed dozens of candidates. None had what I really need, integrity. Someone who does the right thing when no one is watching. Dennis shakes his head. You can't hire someone because of a napkin note. It's my company, she says. But there are conditions. 90-day probation. If you can't perform, you're out, and you still owe me for the car. Dennis thinks of Charlie's shoes with holes. When do I start? Monday, 7 a.m. Don't be late. She stands to leave, then pauses. Dennis, I'm not doing this out of pity. I believe you have value that's being wasted. Don't make me regret it. Monday morning, Dennis wakes at 5, walks Charlie to the neighbor's, kneels to tie his son's shoes. I got a new job, buddy. Dad will be home for dinner now. Real dinner. Charlie's eyes go wide. Every night? Every night. The hug carries Dennis all the way to Bennett Technologies. The warehouse is huge. Workers move fast. The supervisor, Troy, looks at him with pure suspicion. You're the new guy. Rachel's special project. The way he says it is an insult. Dennis keeps his face calm. Just here to work. Troy hands him a vest and clipboard. Inventory duty. Section C. Should take you all day if you do it right. The work is hard and boring, but Dennis finishes Section C and starts Section D. Troy checks everything, looking for mistakes. Finds none. Day 1 done. 89 to go. That night Charlie is bouncing with excitement. Dennis scoops him up. We're ordering pizza tonight to celebrate. The first weeks are brutal. Troy gives him the worst jobs, heavy lifting, endless data entry. Dennis never complains. Arrives early, leaves late. Slowly the other workers warm to him. They see he's not above any task. One morning Dennis notices loose bolts on the industrial racking. It's dangerous, he tells Troy. Been like that for months. It's fine. Dennis stays late, writes a detailed safety report with photos, sends it to Rachel's office. Next morning Rachel walks in wearing a hard hat. Show me. Dennis explains everything. Rachel turns to Troy. Why wasn't this fixed? Troy stammers. Rachel cuts him off. Fix it today. Shut the section down if you have to. Then to Dennis. Good catch. Come to my office at lunch. In her office she says. You've been here 3 weeks. Troy says you're adequate. I've been watching the cameras and your reports. You're exactly what I hoped. I'm just doing the job. No, she smiles. You're solving problems without being asked? She hands him a folder. I'm enrolling you in our professional development program. 2 evenings a week. Supply chain management. Mandatory for you. Dennis panics inside. Less time with Charlie. But this is his future. I'll make it work. How's Charlie? The question surprises him. Better now that I'm home for dinner. Rachel's face softens. I raised my daughter alone. Hardest thing I ever did. Worth every second. Training starts. Dennis studies after Charlie sleeps. He's the oldest in class, the only one from the warehouse floor. Some look down on him. He doesn't care. By week 6, Rachel pulls him into high-level meetings. Troy's hostility turns ice-cold. Week 8, a huge shipment arrives wrong. Thousands of dollars misplaced. Troy blames Dennis, shows a forged signature. Dennis pulls records. He was in class that night. Rachel calls a meeting with HR. Security footage shows Troy accepting the delivery. "You're fired," Rachel says. Security escorts him out. Then to Dennis. "You're interim warehouse supervisor. Same pay Troy had. Do well for 30 days, it's permanent. I've only been here 2 months. And you've shown more leadership than Troy did in 5 years. Do you want it?" Dennis thinks of Charlie. "Yes." "And Dennis, your 90-day probation is over. You've more than proven yourself. Welcome to Bennett Technologies." Salary jumps to $75,000. Dennis pays back rent, buys Charlie new shoes, fills the fridge. He reorganizes the warehouse, fixes everything he's been quietly noting for months. Productivity soars. Charlie blossoms. Grades up. Friends. The haunted look in his eyes fades. Dennis coaches his soccer team. Rachel shows up to one game, cheers when Charlie scores. Afterward, she shakes Charlie's hand. "Your dad talks about you all the time. He's very proud." Charlie beams. "He's the best dad ever." Week 12, the biggest contract in company history. A national retailer. Site inspection tomorrow. Rachel puts Dennis in charge of preparing the warehouse. He works 80-hour weeks. The place has never looked better. Inspection day. Tour is perfect. Then a critical sorting machine starts grinding. Dennis hears it instantly. It's about to fail catastrophically. He has 30 seconds. Pretend nothing's wrong, or shut it down in front of the client. Dennis walks straight to the panel and kills the power. The warehouse goes silent. Rachel looks horrified. Dennis calls maintenance. They open the housing. A bearing is shredding itself. 10 more minutes and it could have caught fire. Dennis shows the client. "This was scheduled for replacement next month. I won't risk safety for a pretty demo." The client asks, "How long to fix?" 30 minutes. "We have a spare." "Do it." "We'll wait." While they repair, the client talks quietly with Rachel. Dennis is sure he just killed the deal. Machine fixed. Tour continues. At the end, the client shakes Rachel's hand. "You've got something special here. That kind of integrity is rare. We're signing today." After they leave, Rachel finds Dennis. Closes the door. Starts laughing with relief. "You just took 10 years off my life. I thought you lost your mind. But you saved this company." The contract is signed. The company explodes in size. Dennis works directly with Rachel, scaling everything. They become friends. 6 months later, father-son breakfast at Charlie's school. Charlie reads his essay out loud. "My dad is a hero. He works really hard so I can have a good life. He always does the right thing, even when it's hard. One time he made a mistake and fixed it by being honest. That's how he got his good job. My dad says integrity means doing the right thing when nobody is watching. I want to be like my dad when I grow up." Dennis cries in front of everyone. Almost 1 year after the scratch, Rachel calls Dennis to her office. Something on her desk covered with a cloth. She pulls it off. It's the original napkin, framed, with a plaque. "Honesty is the first chapter of wisdom." Dennis stares, speechless. Rachel says, "This note changed both our lives. I was about to give up on finding people with real integrity. Then you left this." She pauses. "I need to tell you something. That morning wasn't an accident. You really did scratch my car, but I'd been watching you for weeks. One of my supervisors told me about a man working 3 jobs, never complaining, always helping others. I investigated. When you scratched my car, I saw the perfect test. I could have fixed it and never called. But I needed to know what kind of man leaves a note when he can walk away." Dennis sits stunned. Troy was instructed to make your life hell. The failing machine during inspection, everything. I needed to know you'd choose right when the stakes were highest. You tested me the whole time? I gave you chances to prove what I already suspected. That you're someone who can't be bought by convenience or fear. You exceeded every expectation. Dennis doesn't know if he should be angry or grateful. Rachel smiles. The tests are over. Everything you have, you earned. Because you're exceptional. The framed napkin goes up in the lobby. Rachel tells the whole company the story. Years pass. Dennis becomes director of operations, then vice president. He buys a modest house with a yard. Charlie gets his own room, a dog named Buddy. Rachel retires and makes Dennis CEO. He starts scholarships, second chance hiring programs. Charlie graduates high school with straight A's, full scholarship to study engineering. 10 years after the scratch, 500 employees gather for the anniversary celebration. Dennis stands on stage and tells the story one last time. 10 years ago I made a mistake. I could have run. But I had a son who believed I was a hero, and I couldn't let him down. So I left a note. That note taught me integrity isn't a word. It's a choice you make every single day, especially when no one is watching. He points to the framed napkin. That is the promise I made to my son, and to myself. That I would always choose honesty over convenience, character over comfort. And I want every person here to know, the most valuable thing you bring to work isn't your degree or experience. It's your integrity. The room erupts. Later, alone in his office, Dennis looks out over the city lights. He thinks of everyone still struggling like he once did. He can't help them all, but he can help some. That's his legacy. His phone buzzes. Charlie. Hey Dad, just wanted to say I love you. I know today was big. Dennis smiles. I love you too, kid. None of this means anything without you. He stops at the framed note one more time, reads the simple words he wrote a decade ago on a napkin. Such small words. Such massive consequences. Our character isn't defined by our mistakes. It's defined by how we respond to them. Honesty, even when it costs everything, is never wasted. Because sometimes, the smallest act, leaving a note, telling the truth, doing the right thing when no one is watching, can change everything.